Hi guys, welcome to another video. Oh, sorry about the shadow in my face. That's the way the sun's positioned. I'm just out here running, and it took me all day to get my motivation to actually get up and run. And since my injury with my hip and stuff, I have been struggling to get out the door and want to run. It's all just up here in my head. So I've been watching a lot of videos lately on YouTube and reading blogs and things like that about running. And you know, you see a lot of people on YouTube that are running and they say the same thing I do, right? Like, oh, it was so hard to get out the door. It was so hard to find my motivation. And you know, it made me think, like, there's probably so many people out there who think about running and then they watch these videos of us runners going, oh man, it was so hard to get out the door. It was so hard to find our motivation. So in this video, I want to talk all about why you should at least attempt to try to pick up running. I'm going to give you 5 of them. So you ready? Here's number 1. It actually gives you more energy. And it's so true. When you're running, your body's producing these endorphins, these things in your blood that actually deliver I can't even say the word right, mitochondria or something like that. And this delivers fuel and energy to your muscle cells. And this actually makes you more energized. It actually gives you more energy. And when they talk about runner's high, you guys, they weren't kidding. You do get runner's high. And though it's hard, when you're done, you feel good. And that's no lie. I've noticed since I started running, I've been running for over a year now, I have learned that on the days that I run in the morning, I don't have to have coffee. I do not need coffee. I come home, I'm energized, I'm ready to tackle the day. I'm getting crap done. You would not believe the amount of energy I have after a running. You would think that I would be dead to the world, especially when I'm running 11, 12 miles, right? You'd think I'd come home and just want to put up my legs and not do anything. So I'm gonna run some more and I'll be back with reason number 2. Okay, I finished my first hard effort in my interval and here I am with reason number 2. You will sleep better. And for some, that might not seem like a big deal, but I have suffered with having trouble sleeping. I think you call it insomnia. I've struggled with that for a long time, like my whole life. I have to sleep with a fan. I need some kind of white noise in order to sleep at all. And luckily, my man, my sweetheart, he loved me and he's accepted it. I close my eyes at the end of the day and like normally I like to read a little bit. That kind of, you know, sets me up for being tired enough to sleep. But I have found that since I started running, I barely get through a couple pages of my book before I'm having to go to sleep. I mean, it just makes sense when you think about it. If you are more energized during the day because of your running, it stands to reason what goes up must eventually come down. And by the end of the day, you are you're tired and you're ready for bed. There have been studies that show, I gotta get back to running. There are studies that show that that people who run suffer less from sleep deprivation and they don't experience midday crashes. So that's something to think about too if you suffer through midday crashes a lot. All right, I'm gonna finish this interval and then get my hard effort in and I'll be back with you guys with reason number 3. Since I just finished my second interval, it seems pretty fitting to talk about reason number 3 you should give running a try. And that is increased lung capacity. Yes. Okay. So it stands to reason that lungs are a muscle. Okay. And if you can strength train and run to increase the strength of your leg muscles, your arm muscles, your core muscles, like you name it, then doesn't it also stand to reason that you can also increase your lungs? Since I started running, the first time that I ran was before my time officially started, when I first officially started my training. I went out for a run just to test out my limit. I barely made it a minute, I think. I thought I was dying. You will increase your lung capacity. I'm amazed by how much my lungs can handle now versus a year ago when I first started. I never thought I was going to be able to run a half marathon. Never. I mean, it was some of it, yes, my legs were hurt and they were hurting and they were tired because, I was new to running, but it was my lungs that got me. And every day that I run, it feels like that. It feels like I can't do it. Like I can't get air in my lungs. But I also know that as I go, I get better and better. And you just got to remember that. Reason number 4, running allows time for you. This is another big one for me. I'm a mom of 3. I've talked about this a lot. I love my kids. They're my heart and my soul. And I love my husband. And you know what? For the longest time, I lived with this misconception that if I ever gave myself anything for myself, that I was being selfish and I was being a bad mom.
I'd gotten back from my run and I switched into something cooler while I'm waiting to get in the shower. And I realized as I was editing my video that I didn't really go more into talking about running being something, it's giving time to yourself. And I was like, oh my gosh, like literally I was editing, and as I was talking about that, I ended up going into a rant about some personal stuff that honestly, after reflecting on it, just to be real with you guys, I decided I didn't want to share. It's giving people that are hurting you power that they don't deserve. And so I'm just trying to move on with my life. So I decided to cut that rant out. And then by the time that was done, I guess I had went into that rant and then just forgot to get back to my point. And then I moved on. So insert here, running has given me lots of time for me. And my family is so supportive. They help me make sure that I have time to be able to run. My daughter, who's 20 now, she'll watch her brothers for me while, in case I have to do an evening run at the gym or outside. And of course, my husband, he has the boys during the day if I want to get up early and run. A bunch of support system there, which also makes it very important. But I have learned as moms and even as dads, right, that we have to have some time for ourselves. There's this saying, it's an old saying. Obviously I'm not, this isn't me saying it. It's just been out there in the world, but it's so true. You can't fill your kids' cups. You can't fill your husband's cups. You can't fill the cups of your friends or loved ones or anyone around you if your cup is empty. Okay? You have to do things for yourself, your own energy, your own happiness, by filling up your cup, so then you can share that with other people. If you are overly drained, if you are overly tired, if you have nothing left to give, it's just going to stress you out, which then is going to stress those around you out. And so it's important to make time for yourself. And running is just one of those perfect things. It's so rewarding. I will put on my music. Before I started running, I hardly ever listened to music anymore. I just didn't have the time. And, my kids, I love them, but they're so loud. It was like, what's the point of listening to music? Because I can't even hear it. I could go into a whole long list of reasons why listening to music is good for your heart and your soul, right? So when I started running again, I was listening to music again. And the feeling of just being out there and having silence and quiet, but also listening to my music, right? Because music for me helps me broaden my imagination, broaden my mind, and gives me time to think about things. And I've had such a clear mind when I just make that time for myself. I go, I run, I come home, and then it's like, all right, I've had my time. I've had my time to just be in my own mind, be in my own emotions, be in my own heart. Now I can go forward and I can fill the cups of those around me. Now back to the rest of the video.
Number 5. And if you guys liked this video and you're new to my channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so that when I come out with part 2 of this video of why I think you should give running a try, you'll know when it comes out, because this is only part 1. I've got more reasons for you. And my reason number 5 for you guys is the setting and achieving of goals. Because let me tell you, there isn't even any sun anymore. I don't know why I got my sunglasses on, sorry. Let me tell you, there is nothing more rewarding than setting goals for yourself for the week, for the month, for the year. Say you want to run your first 5K distance in a couple months, right? Like you're giving yourself an 8-week training block or something like that, 8, 12, whatever it may be. You want to run a race. There is nothing more powerful than working your buns off, achieving all of your micro goals that are going to get you to your main goal, just for you to run that race, cross that finish line. And it feels amazing, guys. I can't even begin to describe how amazing it feels when you finally cross that finish line, when all of your hard work, your blood, your sweat, your tears, everything paid off, all of the check marks on your goal setting came through, and you cross that finish line for the very first time. There is nothing more empowering than finishing a goal that you set for yourself. It's incredible. I mean, and let me tell you, I have done a lot of things in my life, but running, I think, is the one thing that I've achieved the most goals and the most mindset upon, of just goal upon goal upon goal. And it doesn't just affect you, but it affects the people around you. I've got my kids setting goals for themselves and getting excited when they meet their goals. You know, my youngest is only 6, and watching him set goals and want to achieve things because of what he has seen me do is also very empowering. So it's like a ripple effect of empowering, because you empower yourself, which then empowers others, which then empowers you more, which then empowers them more. And it keeps going and going and going. And that's part of why I wanted to do this YouTube channel, and why I've been trying so hard with it, even though I can't seem to get it to grow. I want to empower people. Some goal you really want to do, but you've been too afraid to start it, and you've been giving yourself excuses. And running, as with life, is just a one-step forward process. Figure out what you want to do. Figure out what you would have to do in order to get there. And then set yourself little mini goals that will get you there, right? Like, I knew I wanted to run, but I knew I couldn't just get out and start running. So for me, I started out walking, and I started walking out slow. And I took my dog with me. Here I am now with a half marathon under my belt and a marathon goal next year. And you know what? I'm gonna nail that too. That is my next empowering goal. And every mile that I get farther and farther towards that goal is another empowering moment for me. And it's a high like no others, you guys. Anyways, that will conclude my short video today. I hope you guys liked it, and be staying tuned for my part 2, because I've got more for you to share. Bye.